Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
UFC 144 coming from the Saitama Super Arena in Saitama, Japan. Very, 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 very excited for this. Chuck and I here, JMMA _ all day for Iron Forge's Iron. IronForgesIron.com. Check it out. Great website. We're going to be doing some revamping. But before we start with the card, I want to do a little tribute. You know, Gary Carter, for those baseball fans out there, may he rest in peace. Amazing human being. I'm a huge Met fan. And his loss, the loss of his life, he lost his life to tumors in his brain, to cancer. Just really, really sad, considering the fact that, you know, the guy was just an outstanding citizen on and off the field, and just a real man's man, and really, really upset about the loss of his death. But nonetheless, may he rest in peace. Real God-fearing man, so I know he's up there with Jesus, man. Yeah, there you go. Nonetheless, let's go. UFC 144. You wanted to talk about the undercard. I didn't prepare too much, so talk about the prelims if you want to mention those.
Yeah, I just feel I have to go over the Norifumi Yamamoto fight and the Gomi fight. We'll just do a quick run through. Yamamoto's coming off the 2 losses from Oyoyama and Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, Mighty Mouse.
He's fighting Von Lee. Von Lee's got 1 fight in the UFC, which is a loss. I can't remember who it's to. Gonna have to go Norifumi Yamamoto on this one. KO. What do you think?
Same thing. He needs this win bad. He does.
He's not relevant. I hate to say it, you know, and he's in the same boat with Gomi. Just not relevant, really. You know?
So, by the way, you were talking about Von Lee fought UFC 138 against Chris Carrasco. Dude, I'm horrible with last names.
I have no idea.
The guy does not. He doesn't mean anything to me, whoever the guy is. But nonetheless, let's go, Kid Yamamoto. He should hopefully win this fight. He needs a bad. So hopefully he doesn't get out wrestled, because the last 2 fights he's gotten out wrestled. And he hasn't looked good at all.
Well, he's fighting a Brit. He's fighting a Brit, so the chances of him getting out wrestled is, I'd say, pretty slim. I'd say the matchmaking with that is pretty good.
Yeah, and you know how those Brits have glass jaws, so you know.
Yeah, so let's get it, kid. And then the next fight. We got Gomi versus Eiji Mitsuoka, who is a late replacement for George Salaropoulos, I believe. And again, Gomi coming off the losses from Clay Guida and the destruction by Nate Diaz. It just doesn't look like the same Gomi, man, you know? Like, it's sad after the Tyson Griffin knockout win. I know me and a lot of Gomi fans really thought that he was back. He can make a run at that title. But in these last couple fights, he just looks real he's just not there, man. He just doesn't look hungry. He doesn't look like he wants it. He looks like he's there for the check. I hate to say it, but it's just how he looks. Mitsuoka, you know, he's been around Sengoku, a lot of Japanese organizations, but I'm going to pick Gomi. Decision.
Tough fight to call, you know, because Gomi, we don't know what kind of Gomi we're going to get, and Gomi hasn't looked good. His bread and butter is striking, and his striking hasn't even been there. You know, he got outstruck by Diaz. I know before that, he fought Florian, I think was his first fight, and Florian outstruck him and just, oh man, just made him look like real crap. So I'm hoping that Gomi wins, but you know what, man, I don't know. I don't think he's going to win at all. So I think I'm going to go against you with this one. I think that's the end of Gomi in the UFC. But we could start off with the main card. First fight that we'll talk about, Anthony Pettis versus Joe Lozon. Really, really interesting fight, and I think it's going to be a really entertaining fight. You know what's one thing that I didn't notice about Chuck? You know, I looked at both these guys, and you know, I try my best to analyze the fighters and everything. Lozon has fought, I believe it's, and don't quote me on this, 11 times in the UFC. I did not, for a guy so young, I didn't realize he's fought so many times.
No, he's been around. He's been in the UFC for a fucking minute now, man. He's been in there since he was like a young kid. So I don't doubt that. That's really not surprising to me because I've been seeing Joe Lozon's face for a good 5-6 years now. It seems like.
Yeah, no, I remember. It's not that it's a surprise that he's been in the UFC. It's just I didn't kind of calculate in my mind how many times I've seen him. You know, I know he's there and everything. And what's interesting also is the fact that he's also most of his wins from what I read come from submission, and he's a purple belt. You know, so I think that's the key to victory for him. Pettis, as we know, a dynamic striker, really energetic.
He's got a good ground game though, but I wouldn't say it's on Joe Lozon's level.
No, Lozon, if they go to the mat, is going to school him. And I also think that the only thing Lozon, well, aside for maybe the striking, and his win against Gallard, I know he's real pissed. I think his last fight against Melvin was real quick, and Lozon was pissed because Melvin keeps on kind of shrugging off that loss against him. The problem with Lozon is his gas tank. He usually, after the second round or after the first round, middle of the second round, the guy gasses out. So he's going to need a good gas tank. He's going to need to be very, very active, especially on the feet, and try his best to get down to the mat. Who do you think is going to win this fight?
I think that Anthony Pettis has good enough submission defense to ward off any blatant attacks or submissions from Joe Lozon. I think his wrestling will be good enough to keep the fight standing, and I think Anthony Pettis will win a unanimous decision.
Yeah, I think Pettis. I think Pettis has the tools to shrug off anything Lozon is going to come at him for the first round, whatever takedowns Lozon. Because I think that's what I don't think Lozon wants to strike with this guy because Pettis is just insane with the striking. So I think that Lozon's going to try his best to try to take him down, fail and gas out, and Pettis is going to win by knockout in the third round. So there goes that.
Nice.
I would let you take the second fight, Hioki versus Palashevsky.
Fuck yeah. Listen. He didn't look good. He didn't look too good in his last fight against Roop. But then again, Roop ain't no joke, I guess you could say. Roop, there it is.
There it is.
He just, but Hioki controlled Roop for that one round in that fight and really just mounted him, was fishing for mountain triangles, wore Iron Broom. Palashevsky's coming in off that Tyson Griffin knockout win. It's Iron Broom all day. I don't see Palashevsky being able to deal with the size of Hioki, the height. And Hioki's stand-up isn't that bad. They're talking about Palashevsky's stand-up is super amazing and all this shit, and he's going to come in there and knock out Hioki. Hioki's stand-up isn't that bad. Let me tell you that. And he's got enough reach and height to deal with Palashevsky. Hioki will win second round submission arm bar.
I think he's going to win by decision. I got Hioki winning by decision.
Okay.
So there it is. I mean, there's not much to talk about aside from the fact that it's going to be great for the Japanese fans. Hioki, for those who don't know.
And Hioki's the GOAT. Hioki's the future featherweight champion.
Dude, that guy, he's very, very quality. I think it's Shuto, Sengoku, you name it. When it comes to Japanese MMA, Hioki's the man. He
holds many belts.
Yeah, definitely. And so I got Hioki winning this fight by decision. Third fight.
Second round armbar.
There you go. Yushin Okami versus Tim Bosch. I don't know if there's much to say.
AKA the 15-minute smoke break. That's what this is.
Okami's going to win this
fight, guys. And this is it.
Yeah,
this is the one right here.
Okami, I think Okami's going to win this. He's just going to outclass him. I don't know.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, I don't care too much who wins.
Yeah, so
but I think Okami probably wins.
Okami by decision. And what do you have?
The next fight. I don't really care. I'll say decision probably.
Right.
I'm thinking about the Sexyama fight. This fight, I'm really excited for him. All right, the Akiyama at 170, looking all ripped up against Jake Shields. This should be. I don't think Jake Shields is gonna have enough power to put him out. I don't think he's gonna be good enough to get him on the ground. I think Akiyama is gonna dictate this fight on the stand-up. Akiyama has great stand-up. Probably the best judo in MMA, along with Ronda Rousey, I guess you could say. He's just going to dictate where the fight goes. He's going to get him on the feet. I think he's either going to finish him with the TKO, finish Jake Shields, or get him to the ground, rock him with a big punch, get him to the ground, and submit him while he's rocked. But he'll have to be rocked for the submission to work because Jake Shields has too good of a submission defense and awareness to give up any easy submission, especially from a guy like Akiyama. But this could be fight of the night, definitely.
Wow.
I say Akiyama TKO round 2.
You know what's interesting? I have it the opposite way. I think this fight's going to be kind of boring. I think Shields is going to grind out a decision, bro.
No. I don't think he's going to be able to get him to the ground.
Really? I think Shields is going to be able to get him down and grind out a decision, bro. I know that there's no way Akiyama's going to get knocked out, but I know that.
Yeah, there's a chance. You never know.
Dude, Shields striking. Shield has hardly any striking, bro. His striking's bad. It's
pretty bad.
So I mean, if he catches Akiyama, bro, let me tell you something. If he catches Akiyama and knocks him out, I'll be really, really shocked. And I think it's a sign that maybe Akiyama needs to refocus or maybe rethink. I mean, I know I'm not the type of person, but maybe rethink the whole MMA thing in the UFC. But yeah,
well, they told him he had to drop down to 170. I guess the UFC told him he had to drop down, and he was against it at first. But, it seems like whenever you come into the UFC, you're fighting a weight class below what you normally fight. And if you're Japanese, you don't cut any weight to fight, really. You know what I'm saying? It's only the weight-cutting obsessed Westerners, like, the North American MMA that cut weight to have a better chance to fight in the lower class. But, it's fucked up. They're making him drop down to 170, but it's whatever.
Bro, I think this might be boring, and I think it might be really. I think Shields is gonna grind out a decision in this, man. I think Shields is gonna. I think he's gonna wear out Akiyama, man. If he doesn't, if the first round, so. I think Akiyama might have might win the first round, but the second and third are gonna be all Shields. I mean, so there it is.
I don't think so.
We'll see. Next fight. A little bit for the strikers here. You got Mark Hunt versus Czech Congo. Both guys, amazing strikers. Hunt, every time he fights, I get scared for him because I'm thinking this is his last fight. Last fight, I believe he fought at September 24th with against Ben Rothwell. I know he was gassed in the pretty much the third round. I think that was his last fight. Hunt's last fight.
No, I think his last fight was against that uppercut went against that guy who is from Brock Lesnar's camp.
No, that was before, dude.
Was it?
Yeah, September was, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then he's coming in off a decision win against Rothwell.
Yeah. So
I can respect that. Because he almost armbarred Rothwell.
Yes,
I remember that. He almost armbarred Rothwell, and that shit was fucking crazy.
So Hunt.
He was in the position, cranking on the arm. Nuts.
So Hunt's always kind of been a 50-50 fighter, kind of win ones, loses one. He lost a lot. He was on like a losing streak prior to being in the UFC. I know he lost to, I think it was McCorkle by armbar. And then, so Hunt, as you know, he's a big guy as well. My only concern about this fight, because the guy's a Grand Prix champion, if I'm correct, K1 right? He won the K1 Grand Prix. Hunt.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I think it was in 01. He won it. But don't quote me on that. But I know he won the Grand Prix. I mean, Hunt's kickboxing and striking is amazing. So does Czech Congo's. So I think Hunt has the better. I mean, both guys have knockout power. Hunt might gas out. That's my only worry about it. And Congo's, has decent takedown defense. So if Hunt tries to take him down, or if he gets gassed and tries to, or gets rocked and tries to take Congo down just to take a breather or get his wits to him, that might not happen. I'm scared for Hunt for this one. So I'm going to go with Congo by knockout in the second round. What do you think?
Congo's not. Listen, Czech Congo's not going to knock out Mark Hunt. I'm going to tell you that right now. You got it backwards completely tonight. I don't know what's going on, bro. We're having like a little conflict of MMA interests going on right here. But I think Czech Congo might pull a bitch-made move and try and take this fight to the ground because he's not going to want to stand up with the K1 World Grand Prix champion who, unlike Alistair Overeem, I guess you could say, probably had a harder road to that belt and to that title. And Mark Hunt, man, you know what I'm saying? What can you say about him besides that he comes to fight, And if it's, like you said, it's just a lot of losses. He's 7-7, 50-50. He's going to win. He's going to win this fight. Czech Congo won't be able to get him to the ground. It'll stay standing, and Mark Hunt will get a late second round KO.
So,
and it'll be more, and the Japanese fans will fucking start screaming, and it's gonna be epic. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's gonna be epic.
And
Mark Hunt second round KO. Czech Congo won't be able to get him to the ground, and Mark Hunt's stand up is significantly better than Czech Congo's.
And you think his gas tank's gonna last?
I believe it will.
We'll see. Only one way to find out. Before we continue, but I'm sorry. I know that just now when you were talking, a lot of lag there visually, not audioly, but visually, whatever. It is what it is. You know how it is. With these vlogs, always technical difficulties. Nonetheless, yeah. Co-main event: Quentin Rampage Jackson versus Ryan Bader. To the Japanese fans, this is the main event. There's one thing that concerns me in this fight, and that's Rampage was basically saying he didn't care whether he won or not. I don't know if he's just saying that.
No.
But I still think I have Jackson winning this fight by knockout, second round. I definitely think Jackson's going to win. I don't think Ryan Bader has anything for him. I mean, to take down Rampage is a really, really hard task. Rampage is a strong dude.
Thing to do.
And no matter how good your wrestling is, it's still going to be a difficult task. As long as Jackson, the whole thing with Jackson is with the leg kicks. As long as Jackson checks a whole bunch of leg kicks, which I don't see Bader throwing a lot of anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, man. I can't see how Ryan Bader's going to beat Rampage Jackson. So I'm going to go with Rampage Jackson, second round knockout. You know what? I'll give Ryan Bader a little bit more credit than that. You know what? I'll take him with the third round by knockout. I think Jackson's going to win this fight. I think that for everybody that's going to be on this card, I think Rampage is going to really, really have the Japanese fans behind him. I think I know in the past he's come out to the Pride music. I know he's talked about how I think when he was doing press for the A-Team, he went to Japan and he just fell in love again, or just realized how much the Japanese fans had meant to him. Then just kind of revitalized that. So if there's anybody in this pay-per-view that's going to be representing Pride, it's going to be and bringing that lineage back, because I don't know if you know, Dana White basically said publicly he's not acknowledging Pride. He says it's not my responsibility to acknowledge Pride. This is not going to be any Pride event. This is a UFC event. I don't hate him for it. Whatever. I think, considering the fact that he owns the property of Pride, I don't know why he's not going to appease the hardcore fans, and I think Dana's still a little bit is upset that Pride, because Pride beat him so many years. But he's not going to acknowledge it. It's all good. And I know there was rumors before that they would have 2 events today. Remember that? I don't know if you remember. Did you remember that? Like they were rumored to have 2 events in one day. That was just going to piss everybody off. I know it pissed you off, but I'm going to go with Jackson in the 3rd round by knockout. What do you have?
I think what you said, how Rampage said he doesn't care if he wins this fight or not. He just wants to put on a show. I'm more worried about what Ryan Bader said, that he's going to try and fight a safe fight. The Japanese don't want a safe fight. And if you go to Saitama Super Arena and you lay and pray, Rampage Jackson, you're a fucking bitch. All right? And they will not. If you put that as a co-main event, this fight could very well just bomb if Ryan Bader can get him to the ground and fight a safe fight like he intends to do. And that's not good. That is not good. But I don't think he's going to be able to get him to the ground. I agree with you. Rampage will get a KO, TKO 2nd round.
Yeah, so there you have it. The main event, and like I said, this was pretty much they kind of dropped the ball, UFC, a little bit, not having Wandy or Crow Cop and all these other guys in this.
Or Shogun Hendo.
Well, listen, the fight that we saw from Shogun and Hendo was, I actually watched a little clips of it earlier today. I was thinking to myself, I was writing on Twitter today, before I go on I'm sorry for all those people with my rant here. Man, I miss Pride. I miss Pride. And for those people who don't get Pride, who don't understand why I miss Pride, or don't understand the love affair that most of your hardcore fans that have watched MMA, they were fans of Pride, and they usually are the ones rooting for the Pride fighters. And if you don't understand why we do that, you just didn't watch Pride. You just never got it. But the passion and the spirit, the Bushido spirit, that came out of that promotion is just bro.
Like I said, MMA has devolved since the acquisition of Pride by Zuffa LLC. MMA has devolved. Simple as that. If you don't agree with that statement, then you weren't there, and you didn't experience Pride at the pinnacle of MMA and the pinnacle of this sport, with the entertainment factor, the fight factor, everything. Fighters didn't have to worry about getting cut. Like, it was the perfect promotion, barring all the Yakuza scandal and all the bullshit. From a fan's outside perspective, it was the best. And as a matter of fact, on Spike TV tomorrow night, you guys check out that Dan Herbertson did something about the Pride Yakuza story, some crazy Pride story. It's going to be on Spike TV tomorrow night, a new MMA show called MMA Uncensored. Mm-hmm. So I suggest you watch that, and everybody watch that. And I said my deep down that shit.
Yeah, it should be really, really interesting. And like I think he spoke on the MMA Hour about how the Japanese, the fans for Pride, that Pride at one time was the biggest sport in Japan. Once they found out the Yakuza was involved, that pretty much killed the sport.
Nobody touched it. They didn't want nothing to do with it.
Wow, which is surprising to me. So they didn't even, they made their money, but they didn't, it's not going to be like a sellout. It's not a big deal, this event. So maybe down the road, we might see more Japanese events or a bigger deal about this. But in Japan, this is not a big deal. So we go to the main event. We go to the main event, Frankie Edgar versus Ben Henderson. Very, very interesting fight. It should be really, really entertaining. Couple things to note. Both guys, Henderson's he's just energetic, man. And usually Henderson kind of likes to smother guys, bully guys. But
he's a big 155 too.
Yeah, man. For a guy that size to be able to move at the he sets a pace normally in a fight. Ben Henderson really does set a pace. The way that he bullies guys, he smothers them. Usually guys kind of start to lay back and maybe get flustered. I don't think that's going to happen with Frankie Edgar, because Edgar himself is one of those guys that has his cardio. A lot of people don't give him credit for his cardio, man. I mean, when he's normally sets the pace as well, which is interesting. So both ways as far as energy level, I think this is going to be a really, really interesting fight. Look, Henderson he has a good chin. And I think that whatever Edgar throws at him, he's not going to knock him out. I can't see a submission happening here. I think it's going to be a very entertaining decision. I think you're going to see a lot of boxing. I think you're going to see a lot of Edgar moving in and out and moving around. And I think you're going to see a lot of lunging by Henderson recklessly. And I think Edgar's going to catch him. Both guys have really good chins. And we can't even talk about how Edgar has an amazing chin that could take a lot of beatings. And you know what? I don't see the only way Henderson could win this fight is by submission. I'm going to go with Edgar by decision. And it's going to be a close one, man. It's going to be a very close fight. What do you have here?
I think that Benson Henderson's going to bully him around. He's a big 155. A big 155. And he's going to bully him around. He might be able to get him to the ground, but I kind of doubt it. I think this is going to be a decision for Benson Henderson. I think he's just gonna grind it out. He's gonna be a more aggressive fighter, more output, just do work. I don't think Frankie Edgar can get away from him.
Really? You think that Henderson's gonna be able to bully him that easy? I mean, mind you, Great Maynard wasn't able to do it. Maynard gave him
he is the bully, and he is the bully.
Yeah.
Gray the bully Maynard. He couldn't bully him.
I don't know, man. I'd see Edgar winning this. Maybe.
You're biased.
Well, I like Edgar. I like him a lot, man. I met the guy a couple of times. He's actually really, really cool.
Too. I'm biased too. Benson Henderson's from my home state. So
there you go. So the people, when you watch this vlog, think of it's me versus Chuck here in this fight, right? Jersey versus Seattle, right? He's from Seattle. So
he's from Bremerton. It's close. Yeah, same old.
So that's that, man.
But I genuinely think Benson Henderson will beat him, regardless of all the biased opinion. And I'm sure you feel the same way.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't know if you say bully. I don't know if Edgar's going to be able to. Edgar's a really, really intelligent fighter, man, and he knows how to compose himself.
Yes.
He doesn't kind of lose his head when he's focused, man. I think out of everybody, he's probably the most composed fighter that I've seen. I haven't seen anybody. I
haven't seen anybody get rocked and come back like he has in a long time.
Yeah, so
he's up there with him.
Yeah, so Ben Henderson's going to be able to definitely physically manhandle him, but I don't know bullying. But we'll see. So there you have it. The vlog's over. I'm sorry for the latenesses. And once again, I'm sorry for not having. We were supposed to have this guy Drink Bleach Dan on the vlog, and scheduling got a little crazy. So again, I'm going to say hopefully he gets on with the recap for those people who were asking who's going to be on. There's so many people asking, so I'm going to have to lay down like ground rules and make sure that I get my scheduling down. So, and Chuck's scheduling down when it comes to getting people on the vlog, so we can get these stuff out early to you, because the next UFC pay-per-view is not until I think April. It's crazy, like a whole month. The next one after this is the one in Georgia that I know Our buddy in the weeds is going to be there.
There's an FX card though. We got an FX
No,
card.
we have, and then we have the Ronda Rousey, Misha Tate fight.
Well,
So yeah, so
I'm good. I'm good with that.
Yeah, so and it's kind of weird. I thought that maybe with the kind of the layoff between football and baseball and all those other sports, now is like the time you should actually be throwing out pay-per-views. I don't understand I don't understand why the UFC didn't do that, especially that 2 week gap. That 2 week gap is kind of crazy. I think we also got Bellator. I think Aoki's fighting a Bellator, right? I think. Isn't he?
I think Aoki versus Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah, I don't know if that's happening.
I'm not sure the status of that. I'm not sure what's going on with that.
So, aside from that, anything you want to talk about going on in the world of MMA? Anything?
I'm just ready for this UFC Japan card. I'm ready for the result of it. I'm hoping it bombs.
Really?
For the sake and sanctity of JMMA, I hope it bombs. And UFC never ever goes back again, because it seems like they've shot themselves in the foot with this whole process along the way of doing this card, and they just don't know what the Japanese MMA fans want.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't know if you want to. I don't know if you want to say that. I don't know if you want to say that you hope it bombs specifically because. Maybe if it's a success, bro. Maybe if it's a success, maybe they'll run more shows for Japan and media outlets. Because I know for them,
I don't care if they do that. I got my JMMA still, you know.
I don't know, man. You don't want to. You don't.
JMMA.
I don't know. It's a touchy subject. It's a touchy subject.
Mm-hmm. You know, we got Deep Shuto, fucking Crush. With all sorts of stuff to watch in Japan. We don't need UFC in Japan. They really don't. UFC in Japan is just going to make it more difficult for other companies to come up and other promotions to come up. So I don't need them to be successful.
I know that.
And that's really it.
Yeah, Nick Diaz suspended for a little while.
Yeah.
Don't know what the deal is with that. They're saying in like 6 months they're going to have Yeah. Akiyama's claiming to have a new Akiyama style. Hopefully that works out. It looks like Emelianenko Fedor will be fighting in June, so that should be interesting. The rumor, I think the rumor is Todd Duffy.
Todd Duffy wants to get slept in Russia. I'm down for that.
Yeah. Actually, this one's supposed to be in Monaco. So.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. I can respect that.
And, yeah, looking through the stuff here. King Mo was injured. Hopefully King Mo feels better. Definitely get well. King Mo, awesome guy.
Good luck, King Mo.
Yeah, and Nate Marquardt signs with Strikeforce. How hypocritical. Yeah, you know, if you
get fucked up in Strikeforce. No one cares, Nate Marquardt.
Boring fighter, in my opinion. I don't really care for Nate Marquardt. That's it. So check out, first off, number one, thank you to Bloodstained Lane. He sent a shirt out to you. So he's definitely got the K. He's got Chuck's gonna get a K1 shirt. Shout out to all my people on Twitter that talk to me all the time and let me know what they think about the vlog. Getting a lot of good response. So hopefully this will get some good response. And that's it, Chuck. So we will see you next week, hopefully with Dan. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Shout out to Bloodstained Lane, the whole of Team Takeover, Zombie Prophet. Zombie Prophet. Rest in peace, Gary Carter. Amazing, amazing human being. And peace out, guys. Later.